Now, a lot of things are happening in the stock market today. Okay, lot of uncertainties are there. I think you guys have the same questions as what I have. That Shashank, what do we do now? The market is going up. There is also tensions between China and Taiwan. There is also the election result coming up, and a lot of questions are there. Okay, so we're going to answer most of the questions, and I'm going to tell you actually what's happening in the market. So we'll do a quick stream today. One second. I'm just sharing my screen. Okay, let me know if you can see the trading view. If you guys can see trading view. Okay, wonderful. Superb. So look at this, right? For all the people who are asking, Shashank, where is the market? Do you know that the market did a massive rally at 21,800 was the best buying zone, because 21,800 every time it went, it has rebelled from that. So every time it went there, it pulled back, it did a pullback here, it did a pullback here, it did a pullback here, and then it came back up. So every time we go to 21,800, 21,900, I think it becomes very, very good for you guys to buy, right? Now, coming to the point number two, the market right now is almost sitting at its high. Okay, it is already at an all-time high, so that is no problem at all. But right now the market is sitting at a big high. So any type of investments that you do today or right now would be counteracted, because if you invest right now, there's a very high chance that you might lose money than actually gaining money. Right now, why did this happen? Do you know this big candle that came here? Do you know this big candle that came here? Do you know what happened here? So I'll tell you some speculations that are there, right? So basically, after the phase 5 voting happened, there was a lot of news internally that BJP has crossed majority, right? That is number one. Number two, there is also some, and also we saw a lot of rally in all the Adani stocks at the same time. So basically, there is a lot of news that the existing government has already got their majority and they are back into their zone. And that is why we saw a nice, cute rally in that last few days, and we hit an all-time high. Now, for all the people who are waiting for 4th June to start taking positions so that everything starts going up, you will be actually in for a shock, because I think some of it has already been factored here, or what do you call that? Smart money has already been factored here. Because look, me and you cannot get such information, right? But the big information was already flowing in big circles, not in small circles like us. So I don't know who's going to win. But the bigger guys, or the people who are in this entire wheel machinery, already know how many seats they're winning, whether they've crossed majority or not. So it looks like that the majority has been made. Again, this is only speculating from the chart that we can see here, because there's no other reason why it should go so high so fast right now, and it's sitting at an all-time high. So my only fear is right now it's at a high, so I'm not going to invest anything right now. I'm going to wait, because it's going to take a small pullback down. I think, in my opinion, it should go to 22,500, because for it to break this barrier, right, for it to make such a scenario looks unlikely. For it to do this again and then go back here looks slightly unlikely. Also because the RSI is also around 70 right now, so it's going towards overvalued zone as well. And even if I look at from smart money concept, it also looks from a fact. If I look at that, it also says that we are currently in the what happened? We're currently in the sell zone, right? This is where profit booking has to happen, and profit booking has not happened in a long time. So as you can see, profit booking needs to happen. This is the area of interest for sellers. This is the area of interest for buyers. So we do see that there is a slight profit booking that can happen. So for all the people who are planning to put fresh capital right now, I would say, if you have the time, just wait until the election results are over, right? And wait for 2-3 days after that. I'm not going to invest anything. I'm going to be completely waiting out the entire journey right now, till the liquid cash is ready, till we come to know what is going to happen with elections on point. Tuesday, I think, is the result. After that, let it come down, and once it comes down, you can start increasing what you're doing, right? Now, another very big question is, okay, Shashank, now this is great. What about the companies that are there in the market? What is happening with them? And what are the companies that people are buying? So first, let's quickly look at Bank Nifty. Where is Bank Nifty, right? As you can see, Bank Nifty is not come close to its all-time high, even though Bank Nifty is in a similar channel like Nifty. If you have to draw the higher highs and lower lows, you will see that Bank Nifty is also doing similar trends itself. So nothing new about Bank Nifty, but Bank Nifty still has a long way to go, right? Coming back to its prime high, it still has a long way to go, because it has to cross 50,000. But Bank Nifty, knowing it, it will cross 50,000 just like this. It is not very difficult for Bank Nifty to cross 50,000, right? So that is one big advantage that is there. Um, what else? Coming to other companies, right? Now, we recently saw, if you just look at some Adani companies, look at this. Look at this. Okay, if I just remove drawings, This is what happened, right? This is what happened on the same day when Nifty went up too much, which was day before yesterday, right? So on Thursday, if you see, right, if you see Nifty's candle on Thursday, you will see that Nifty's candle on Thursday shot up, and at the same time, all Adani companies started shooting up. This is not normal. Okay, number one, this is not normal. So there is some kind of information that has gone into the audience that me and you are not aware of. But see, we are smart. We have to look at proxies and try to figure out what is happening, right? So we don't know what is happening here. Adani Total Gas also had gone up quite a bit. So these companies are doing really well. Now, there was somebody asking about HDFC Bank, right? So if you look at HDFC Bank, so I have a very nice theory about HDFC Bank because I think HDFC Bank um, can do really well going forward. I think HDFC Bank is here. I've been tracking HDFC Bank. Look, a lot of funds are buying HDFC Bank again. And this was the fall that HDFC Bank did at 1570, right? This is from when it started falling down. And HDFC Bank is trying to do a slow comeback. And if it actually success in doing a slow comeback, but HDFC Bank will do well going forward. A lot of people think that it won't do well. In my opinion, it should do well going forward. There's nothing wrong about HDFC Bank. Even I think Kotak did a small rebound as well. I think Kotak was one of the best. I've already put a buy here, but I'm just going to remove it. So Kotak, see, this was my barrier for Kotak, right? I said Kotak fell from here. This was the previous fall that it did. And if it starts breaking from this zone, then it's going to start going back up to this zone, which is 1845. So that's why I put a swing position there because Kotak is now coming back into its proper swing zone, which is the next target is going to be 1845. And it's going to sustain because you can see bullish momentum coming here. And who are the people buying Kotak, right? Is it normal people buying Kotak? No, it was actually the Parag Parikh funds and all buying all these companies. All the mutual funds realized that this is a good time to accumulate Kotak at a very low valuation. So they started buying all of this as well. So this is something that is very interesting that you should look out for all the people who panicked and sold Kotak. Big problem because Kotak is now going to go back up and reach 1845 very soon. So it provides a good swing trading opportunity as well. Okay. Now, coming to what are the companies people are actually buying right now? Do we all know what are the sectors that will do well if the election result goes the way it has supposed to go? Can you guys tell me some sectors? I think all of you guys are in the chat. I'm looking at the chat. What sectors do you guys feel will start doing well? Okay, we have something like infrastructure sector doing well. Number one, right? All your infra companies and proxy companies will also do well. You have defense. Yes, Mandar Shinde, Manjot Munjal is right. You have defense sector. You have PSU banks doing well. You have green energy. King, you're completely right. Manjot also, you're right. Indranil Ghosh, IT, no, IT not right now. IT, if you look at the guidance and you read the con call management highlights that they're talking about, IT is very clearly saying, boss, we need some time, but mostly towards the end of the year is when we will start doing a pullback rally, right? But right now, IT is not doing really well, sadly. Okay. Railway sector definitely is going to do well. Power sector is going to do well. And if you just look at green energy, it's not just green energy, right? Behind green energy, there are proxy companies as well. What do I mean by proxy companies? Transformer industry is now doing really well. All the transformer companies have started shooting up because energy is great. You're building the windmills and you're building solar panels in remote places in Rajasthan and all of that. But you have to start taking money, taking the energy from there with good output back to the grid. So transformer sector is growing up because that connection is not there today. So now they have to start building that connection. And I strongly believe that once the current government comes back into power, within a few months, we will see a massive rally in the pharma sector as well, because we are going to go with that pitch of pharmaceutical company of the world. I don't know how many of you have seen that manifesto video I did. If you haven't, go to my channel and check it out. There is something written in that manifesto which says that we are going to be the pharmaceutical hub, and API of the pharmaceutical business is going to start doing really well, and we will be a massive exporter of that. So there are a few companies that will do really well. I'm actually making a quick video on that. If that happens, who will do well? I will share that mostly this coming week. I think it's already short, so I think the team is just editing it. So that is going to do well. Yes, manufacturing stocks like Dixon, Jatin, you're completely right. They are also going to do well. So basically, manufacturing is going to start hitting a home run, and infrastructure and proxy infrastructure is going to do well. The only question here is, will the real estate sector continue to do well? That is the only question that remains. I'll tell you why. Because if I don't know how many of you all know this, and how many of you all are from metro cities, let's say Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Delhi, NCR, Gurgaon. Are you guys from these areas? Whoever is there, just put in the chat that I'm from Delhi, I'm from Mumbai. What these areas that I've mentioned, right? Ahmedabad as well. My God, I don't know how many of you are from these areas, but yes. So Partha Sarathi from Bangalore, Vinod from NCR, Sonia from Gurgaon. Do you know? And Roshan from Mumbai as well. You know what's happening, right, in the real estate segment? I think NCR Gurgaon is going mad right now with DLF coming up with camellias and this, and people are buying houses worth 20 crores, 30 crores, 40 crores, like it's market mein jaake they're buying sabji, they're buying houses like that in these, in that area. If you look at Bangalore, the real estate sector in Bangalore has also gone flying up, completely bonkers, right? It has gone completely mad. Hyderabad also, I know for a fact there are so many new constructions coming up, and the rate of per square feet has gone up quite significantly. And I think the biggest growth I have seen till date is in Ahmedabad. I have some builder friends in Ahmedabad who keep telling me they're like, Ahmedabad, the market has gone mad because they've, I think, recently made a massive. I think there's a bridge between Gandhinagar and Ahmedabad, and everything in that stretch was barren land, and now Ahmedabad is just flying when it comes to real estate development, and beautiful buildings are coming up in Ahmedabad, right? So much has already gone up. And it's not just that, even if you see the companies like Brigade, Prestige, Shoba, all of their companies are sitting now at all-time highs. Everything is going up. The proxy companies, you have Polycab, you have KEI, you have Apar Industries, you have pipe companies, cable companies, paints is now a little saturated, but if you look at all of these things, it is doing tremendously well. It is doing tremendously well, right? So my only thing is how much upside is still left. And again, for you to go buy a house that is so expensive that you need a little bit of rebate in the taxes, right? And the problem is now the taxes are, the interest rate is still high. If you look at my the home loan interest rates, it has not gone down yet. It is still at 8.4, 8.5, 8.6. It is in that range. But if they come and make it again around 6.57, I think we'll start seeing a massive rally again in the entire thing, right? Yes, Gift City, Jatin. I think Gift City is something that is being developed into like a mega city that is going to be like a model mega city for India, which is, and some insane things are coming up. I don't know how many of you all, I know everyone's heard of Gift City, but I don't know how many of you all are tracking what is happening in the Gift City. It is unbelievable what is happening there. There are so much perks for the financial sector guys in Gift City. It is unreal, unbelievable, right? So real estate, the only thing I'm little worried on, right? Because it is already, I would say, sitting at an all-time high. So I think there would be some stagnation happening unless there is some rate cuts coming up. But if rate cuts happen and the interest rate goes down, then great. I mean, everything will go back to normal and real estate will go up. But other sectors like your defense, very bullish. Your green energy and companies, what? I'm telling you which companies, right? Green energy, if you look, I would say the best companies would be, uh, like I'm talking about the top companies, right? One would be JSW Energy, but it is sitting at 60 P, which is slightly uncomfortable. But JSW Energy, if you actually go see their, if you go see the recent investor presentation, right, you will see that they recently raised approximately 5,000 crores as growth capital through qualified institutional placements. Now, imagine this company's got 5,000 crores to boost up their entire renewable energy space. Now, if that happens, you know what is going to happen, right? It is going to literally start shooting to the sky. And even when they win orders, they don't win small orders or peanut orders. They actually win orders like 3.4 gigawatt type orders. It's insane, right? And they're actually pushing really well. And there is another thing that is doing really well, which is BESS, battery energy storage. B something was there. BESS. I forgot the last S. But this is also a very interesting industry that is coming up, and both two players are doing really well in this industry. Players, one is JSW and one is Tata Power. Right, both are doing really well. Tata Power in more comfortable position, as you can see, it is at 40 PE compared to 60 PE of JSW Energy. And if you look at the revenue, both of them are pretty much the same. So again, Tata Power and JSW Energy is something you should definitely watch out going forward. These two are going to give you really good returns in the next 5 years. In fact, last 5 years also they've given a CAGR of 45%. I think the next 5 years also they're going to give some crazy returns. Yes, there are small companies, as people are saying. There are smaller companies like KPI Green. See, these are highly risky companies compared to Tata. See, the biggest beneficiaries of India going green are going to be JSW and they're going to be Tata. And I think CG Power is also coming in the same space. CG Power, I think, is a part of Murugappa Group, but it is insanely overvalued, right? You have companies like KPI Green, Oriana Power, Inox Wind. I think they're giving such aggressive targets. So I'm tracking all of them. Suzlon, I don't know. I'm not tracking Suzlon very closely. But these companies are doing really well. But only problem with KPI was this quarter they had a bad result. So I'm hoping, I read the con call commentary from the founder, and he said that this is just some small problem. Next quarter onwards, we will be back to good revenue. So I hope that is the case and it doesn't go back into a problem. And if you ask me from what do you look at from, let's say, the proxy real estate space, my biggest bet would be cables. Biggest bet would be cables. You know why do I say biggest bet would be cables? Just look at the cable companies. You know what are the cable companies in India? See Polycab. Polycab did a small pull down. Why? Because they had some problem, right? If you look at Polycab, it fell down, and then look at this. It literally fell down in Jan 2024 to 3,800, and from there it has already gone up to 6,600. Can you believe this rally? Can you believe this rally? It's just insane, the rally, right? Look at this. So Polycab is doing extremely well, okay, and is giving very good CAGR, and I believe it will continue to do as well. So there is nothing wrong with this right now. And if you look at other companies, yes, you have Havels also doing really well. Again, if you see Havels north of the only problem with Havels right now is the 93 only problem is 93p. So if I had to compare all the what do you call that? All the cable companies, we have Polycab at 56, we have Havells at 90, then you have KEI, right? KEI is at 65. See, this is also going up, and this is also nice compounder, okay? But only thing I feel this is way overvalued. And then you have the B2B player who's now entering B2C, which is Apar, and he's sitting at 39 with the similar market cap of KEI. Right? Only problem is with 8,000 rupees to buy one stock. You should really do a split or do some kind of a bonus. But these companies, every single one of them is doing well. I hope you have jumped on this bandwagon, and if you have not, then it's still time to jump on this bandwagon after the elections are over. Because if you jump on this bandwagon, I think there is a very high chance that you can uh, do really well going forward. RR Cable, I'm not very keen on. I think there was some issue with management, so I'm not very bullish on RR Cable. But there are so many other companies. Why would I look at other cable? There are such beautiful companies run by amazing managements, and that is another thing that I'm looking at. One more sector I'm very bullish on. Um, what is that? Pipes. Pipes. Yes. I keep sorry guys, there's so many sectors in my head. Yeah, pipes. See now, Astral again a good player, but this is just a bit too much. 106 P ratio is not something I'm very comfortable with. So this is doing really well. Hari Om is doing really well. I think Hari Om Pipes is another small company that is poised to do really well. All of these small companies are doing crazy capex at very low valuations, so that is going to do well. My favorite is this guy, Venus Pipes. This is also something that Ashish Kacholia had bought. So this company has been doing significantly well over time, and every quarter they are growing significantly. And quarter-on-quarter growth is happening with this. So I think this company is also going to do really well. So this is something that I'm very, very, very bullish on. So I think pipe sectors are going to do very, very well going forward. This is something that I'm interested in as well. And yes, somebody was saying, Shashank, what about construction companies, right? Let's look at some construction companies. One is L&T. I think literally in India, L&T feels like they are doing everything in our country, but sadly, L&T never grows. Only this year, L&T has started doing well. But if I look at from a 10-year time frame, L&T is the only company that does all the mega projects of India, but was never growing in India. Only now, after COVID, you see L&T has started growing. It is so sad. It is so sad. Okay. Can you guys hear me now? Is audio clear now? I think some people had audio issues. Paint, I'm not a big fan, guys. Paint, I'm not a big fan. Okay. Can you guys hear me now? Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Yeah, I think you guys can hear me. Okay, cool. Perfect. So L&T is only company that keeps doing well. L&T is a very good bet, but my only fear with L&T is now it is doing well. But whenever there is a problem with change in government, L&T does not do well. So that is one big problem that I've seen with L&T all the single time. Apart from this, have you heard of ACE? Have you heard of Action Construction? Action Construction is doing really well, man. Ace is that cranes. Have you seen those Ace cranes? You'll see cranes all around wherever you're going. You'll see ACE cranes, right? So Ace Cranes are also a company that has been doing really well in the last 1 year. In fact, actually, last 3 years it has been doing phenomenally well. Look at this. What a growth! From 100 in 2021, it was at 142, and now it is at 1,400. In 3 years, it has given you 10x returns. Crazy, right? And this is the pure play game on growth of India. As you can see, the revenues also replicate the growth of India happening. So Ace is something that is doing extremely well in the last few years, right? Coming to the railway space, okay, I think railway is very straightforward. Okay, we have the direct beneficiaries of railway, which is Jupiter and Titagar. I think that we already know. Then we have RK Forgings that can do really well. Ramkrishna Forgings, he's called. Yeah, Ramkrishna Forgings is also a direct beneficiary of both automobile space and the railway space. So this is another company you should look at because they do have good revenue growth coming quarter on quarter, and this is something that can do really well going forward. So RK Forgings is another very interesting company you should keep in your watch list, right? Yes, IRFC, RVNL, Greek Freak, you're right. IRFC, RVNL are also very good companies. I think IREDA is also very undervalued. I think IREDA should be one of the biggest companies, because if we are going to be very bullish on renewable energy, you will see IREDA going up. Right now it is not moving. Wait for July when the new budget comes out, and when the new budget comes out every year, they basically do a lot of talk on the green and renewable energy space, and when that happens, you will see everything shooting up. Right now, coming to paints, I don't know how many of you all know this. A little bit in the past, I had made one industry. I had made one video on paints industry 2 3 years ago. I don't know how many of you all knew this. And I said this is one sector I'm not going to invest. And I was talking about Asian paints. I don't know how many of you all remember this. And I predicted it literally 2 3 months ago, and nobody believed me at that point, right? Uh, and I'll show you something. It was so sad. Sometimes people are just so, I don't know, it's about people as well. See, I'm not here to play a card where I'm saying what is good and what is bad. You should never buy this, you should never buy that. See, when I do research, I try to tell the people what is good and what is bad, what might be good, what is my take on things. But the thing is, I am not biased about anything, and you should be open to understanding and open to learning. You might not agree with me all the time. I completely get it. You should not agree with me all the time. But the thing is, you should never be blinded by the stock. Okay, see this channel, right? So I had done something called Paint Wars a long time ago, okay, where I spoke about Grasim coming into the space and making a big impact. I'll show you another thing. There was one, look at this. I made a video called Reasons Why I'm Selling Stocks in This Sector, and this was 1 year ago, only 14K views, but that is fine. I'll just show you something. Basically, I said that I'm not going to invest in the paints business at this point. Okay. Um, and just look at the comments, you will see, and I'll show you why I'm doing this as well. So people are disagreeing with me. I have no problem people disagreeing with me and giving good suggestions on it, saying I think this is the case. The healthy discussion is great, right? But there are some people who were blinded by it. It is not about healthy discussion, it was blinding, right? I'm holding Asian Paints for 20 years. I believe it will rule the paint industry for more years. It will dominate the competition for sure. Okay, that is little being blinded, right? Because see, understand that it is doing well, but you should also understand that things change in India and things are going to change in the market, right? It is no industry or no sector or no company is foolproof. There's always competition coming in sector, and people didn't understand what type of competition was coming. The biggest problem was the type of competition that was coming, right? So disagreeing with me, I am completely okay with a healthy discussion. But a lot of people were blinded by this. A lot of people were saying that no, nothing will happen. Paints industry will be great, and Asian Paints, nothing will happen to it. You don't know what you're talking about, and Asian Paints is the best thing in the world. I mean, I completely get it. And this was literally 1 year ago when I did this. And a lot of people were, see this, 1 month complete and stock upwards of 10%. What a great influencer. Now I will show you what is actually happening with Asian Paints. Okay. Now, Asian Paints, why I'm still saying out of the paints industry, this is the 1 year returns. Okay. This is the 3 year returns. And this is the 5 year returns. If you look at the last 3 years and 5 years CAGR, look at this 16% CAGR on 5 years, -1% in 3 years, and -8%. Imagine if you were staying invested in the paints business for so long, you would have had a massive problem, because your money would have never grown at all in the last 3 years. And and I had predicted this literally 1 year ago. And why did I predict this 1 year ago? Because of the people who were coming, because of the people who are coming in the space. These are not some chuttu people who are coming and fighting against Asian Paints. I understand if a small guy comes, Asian Paints distribution network, great, etc., whatever, fine. But people like JSW Group are coming. People like Aditya Birla Group is coming. And do you know what these people were saying when they were coming into the systems? They were literally saying that, boss, I'll tell you what, I am JSW, I sell cement, and to my builders, when I sell cement, I'm also going to do the painting for them. Aditya Birla said the same thing. I am Ultratech Cement. I have the biggest cement manufacturer right now in the country. I'm going to all the builders and selling this. JSW also has, what is that, steel. JSW provides steel to all the builders. He said, you take steel and I'll paint the building also for you. You give me a combined offer. And you think Asian Paints can now make steel and go? Do you think Asian Paints can now make cements and go? Not possible, right? So I am not bullish at all in the paint space right now. In fact, I'm seeing this bleed happening, and you can see that their margins are getting affected. Their margins are getting affected. They are going to lose out on this market share, and the big people are coming and taking a call. So now there has to be a, for Asian Paints to win, there has to be a significant change, an overall structural change that's supposed to happen with Asian Paints for them to start winning again, or else this is not going to happen, right? So I see, I agree with all of you guys about having different opinions with me. I'm not saying I'm god of stock market or whatever. I've never said that. Having different opinions is fine, but being blinded is completely wrong. You should never be blinded. I'm open to healthy discussion on the chat. I reply to so many people in my comments when they talk to me about it, but when they go blind and start abusing and all of that, I'll just be like, karma, let time talk to you. I'm not going to talk to you. Time will talk to you after some time. So all the people who are holding Asian Paints are sitting at -1% in 3 years. And that is when the last 3 years, by the way, the stock market has gone flying. Imagine the stock market has gone flying and you're sitting at -1% returns. How would you feel? Right? Again, nothing against those guys. I think karma takes care of people at a given point of time, but I'm okay with that, right? So if you ask me, I am excited for the result that is coming in June. Right now the market is slightly overvalued. I've taken a small put position and I'm sitting. I believe that the market will correct a little bit, and I feel that even if the result comes out and BJP comes into power, I think the market will do a small shock wave. I think we did a deep dive analysis of that on the group as well, right? I don't know how many of you all are there in the community membership, but we recently did. I think yesterday we put election 2024. How is market going to react? Where we gave a deep dive analysis of how everything is going to happen, how it has happened in the past, and what are the things we can look at from happening in the future. So we've been seeing all this, and I keep posting stuff on the community to keep giving you guys a little bit more insight into what I'm doing, what I feel the is going, what are the companies that I feel are good, what are some books you should read. So I keep doing that in the community as well. So if you want to be a part of it, you can join it, right? Okay, awesome guys. So one second, just stopping the share. Okay, beautiful. So, guys, that was a quick roundup. I know we covered a lot of things today. We covered literally 4 or 5 different sectors and what are the stocks that can do really good in these sectors. Right now, the market is overheated. Don't deploy fresh capital into the market. I would not suggest that. I think a small correction is pending. I think at least 2-3% market should go down. In my opinion, 22,500 is a good time for it to go down and then start shooting back up from 22,500. So I would wait for that. But apart from that, I think overall India looks very good. Overall, I think the next 5 years or next 4 years of the current government, if it comes, there's going to be specific sectors that will do well. And I've shown you some stocks that are only going up. So, and I don't think that bandwagon is over. I think it is still going to go up for the next 1 year. So be very ready for the next growth. And don't worry, I think after the elections are over, I'm thinking of making a small case for 1 year. So let me see if I can do that as free one for all you guys. Let me see if I can do that after that. Okay. Awesome. Great, guys. Chalo. I will see you guys again next week. I'm not sure because I'm traveling to US now on 30th or 31st of May, and I'm there for almost a month. But I'll see how to match the timings. I might have to do it early. Are you guys okay with coming a little early on Saturdays or Sundays? Because I will be in US timing. So my 9:30, 10 p.m. would be 10 a.m. your time, right? 10 to 11 p.m. there is 11 a.m. your time. Would you be okay if I do it at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. in the morning? If not live, you can always watch a pre-recorded version of it, so no issues. Because 1 month I'll be in US on different timing. Okay. And if anyone is in US, I would love to meet anyone who's there, who is currently in US. I don't think anyone is in US looking at the stream, but whoever is looking at it would love to come and catch up with you guys for a cup of coffee. Coffee is on you. Okay. Just kidding. Chalo. Awesome, guys. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. See you guys. And don't get stressed about the elections. I'll keep giving you updates on the community about anything that happens. So don't get worried. Don't get stressed. If you are holding any penny stocks, mid cap or small cap companies, and you're over leveraged on it, I would say don't be over leveraged on it. Okay. Chalo. Awesome. See you guys. Bye bye. Take care.